This is the HeyyItsKris Iceberg. This iceberg is 10 layers deep, filling a bunch of obscure and some well-known information about my entire journey and YouTube career, from the very first channel back in 2015 all the way to now. Yes, this was made by me, so everything here is gonna be true, so I don't have to do some, how should I think this is counter. This is just going to be me explaining over stuff that's on the iceberg, and I just hope you guys enjoy it. So without further ado, this is my first ever take and first ever to that iceberg video. I really love iceberg videos. I love watching them. These are my favorite content, so hopefully I can make really enjoyable content for you guys just by me talking about obscure facts of my YouTube channel history. So onwards, here we go to the first layer. This is the first layer of the iceberg. All the information here is extremely easy to find, as in you can more than likely find this without ever watching a video. All you have to do is just click on my channel, scroll through my videos list, and you could probably just find out about all this stuff instantly. You don't need to watch like more than 30 seconds of a video. So this is probably really simple and probably extremely mundane stuff, but we're just gonna quickly go through it just for those who somehow found this video but don't know about any of this. Plush videos. So, one of the longest running types of content I make ever since my channel began all the way back in 2015 has been plush videos. Back in 2015, I was heavily inspired by Super Mario Logan as my main, YouTube main creator influence. So I decided, hey, I'm gonna make plush videos like him. Hence why, if you watch any of my plush videos, you can tell that most of it was an SML knockoff. And even though I've tried distancing myself from that, even in the still modern videos, you can still tell there is a lot of SML influence in there, specifically from the junior era. However, there is, some originality, there is some more leeway, but these videos have been going on the longest running type of videos, at almost 300 of them ever since 2015. These have been the most consistent videos and the longest running videos, and they are pretty epic, pretty fun content to make. Next up on the whole content series sort of type of thing, we have gaming videos. So yes, my second main type of content, or I guess more recently, I guess you could say my main type of content, has been gaming videos. Back in 2017, I originally made a side channel called Hero by Mobs Gaming, along with Hero by Mobs React, which we'll get into way later down the iceberg. But I really didn't start making proper game videos until like 2020. And these videos, even though there's just me sitting there playing the games, they surprisingly taught me a lot. Like, I actually learned how to edit well because of specifically the Five Nights at Freddy's 1 playthrough series. Even if it hasn't aged the best, it still taught me how to edit, which is very, very nice and useful. Plus, I had fun doing so. However, the style has changed a lot, I would say. Because back up until from when the real Hero Bind started all the way up until May of 2021, it was mainly like a let's play type of content. It was like, my face in the top left or top right, I talked to you, it was just me alone. However, around May, when Miitopia came out and I uploaded the first episode of Miitopia, it went from that to a more less game, let's play style, and more like a stream highlight, because I live streamed in my friend's Discord server, me playing the game, and we all just sat there and had a fun time talking and playing the game, Miitopia. So ever since then, I haven't gone back to the let's play style. I have mainly gone with the whole sort of, I guess, like live stream highlight style of, quick edits, not really just like a consistent talking, mainly just me and my friends goofing off playing it. It's just the best moments, essentially. So I'm pretty sure if you take a quick little look over at my most popular video section, you're going to see 4 videos of the same series, well, 3 of the same series, one of a series that was abandoned after the pilot, and they are all rap battles. The one that was abandoned, we'll talk about later. However, the other 3 are part of a series known as Inside Joke Rap Battles. These are simply just funny little just rap battles I make featuring inside jokes from my friends. So, for example, Birdly vs. Arcade Craniacs was the battle between my version of Birdly from the Group of Idiots Play Deltarune Chapter 2 video versus the Arcade Craniacs, you know, YouTuber, groomer, stuff like that. And they're just supposed to be stupid funny, and because I really can't make rap battles that well, like, I can write some decent lines here and there, I just have issues with the voice acting and actual audio engineering part of it. Me just using it more for comedy and less seriousness just allows it to be more looser with the content, just allows for more silly stuff. Like, Brazilian Hotel Mario vs. Mario Taking a Piss was something I made in a total of 5 hours, including both the song and the video, but yet it is genuinely considered to be one of the best installments. Stolas vs. Slime Girls is one I personally really enjoy, and then Brothers Arcade Craniacs really made my love for rap battles big again. It really made me be like, man, this is why I love making rap battles, because Brothers vs. Arcade Craniacs was so popular among my friend group. So it was the fact that it's not just inside joke rap battles, and these are rap battles between inside jokes. These rap battles are literally becoming inside jokes within themselves inside my friend group. I'm just gonna go ahead and bundle these together because they are essentially the same thing. So, hey, it's Chris's Twitter, and hey, it's Chris's SoundCloud. I have a SoundCloud page. I post my inside joke rap battles there, including ones that don't get music videos, and, well, ones that do, being uploaded there first. I also have original meme edits of Deltarune songs, such as Sussy Race being a meme edit of Smart Race. And that's really about it for the SoundCloud. And then on Twitter, I have a Twitter. Go follow me there. If you want me to just talk, just retweet like 50 cat memes and talk about femboys and... yeah. Hey, it's Chris 2, originally named The Real Hero Bind 2. Hey, it's Chris 2 is my second channel, which you can find in the link of this very video and the link of most of my videos. And in fact, you can just literally click on my channel, scroll down to my other channels, my friends section at the very bottom, and it's one of the first ones there. Just go there, and essentially what you will find is just a bunch of just meme edits, and that's really it. I mean, we have Discord streams, which is just the full, like, gaming videos I mentioned earlier, except it's just the full MP4 file just uploaded onto YouTube. And then there's other things there, such as the Papyrus Feeds Out of Context Quote series, the Me and the Boys on Discord series, and that's really about it. Yeah, that's basically it for Hey, It's Chris 2. And the final one for Layer 1 is Hero by Mobs. So Hero by Mobs was originally my nickname from around 2014 to 2022. And it originated as my Xbox Live username. I was like a Minecraft-obsessed 10-year-old kid, and I wanted my name to be Hero Brine Mobs, because I really liked Hero Brine. But, because I was a stupid kid, I misspelled it as Hero Bind Mobs, and it just sort of stuck, because I was too lazy to come up with anything else. So Hero by Mobs became my nickname online. And then whenever I, made my YouTube channel, I named it Hero by Mobs, and that was the whole thing because YouTube detects Hero Bind and thinks you're trying to say Hero Brine, so you have to do a bunch of just weird shit to find the channel, but in the end you could still find it. And my name mainly stays Hero by Mobs, mainly just up until 2020 when I became the real Hero Bind. I still went by Hero by Mobs, but around, I'd say, the turn of 2022, the name was dead. I just used it for my 2 channels just because I wasn't out at the time, so, or at least wasn't out on YouTube at the time. So basically, it's Hero by Mobs really got a life of its own here on YouTube, and it died here on YouTube. Well, that's it for Layer 1. So yeah, very simple, very basic stuff that hopefully most of you knew about. And onwards to Layer 2 of the Hey, It's Chris Iceberg. Layer 2. Now, Layer 2 is filled with stuff that you may need to watch like 1 or maybe even 2 videos to find. This is content that is still really easy to find. It just requires you to like actually click on like a few videos in order to find it, like 1 or 2 videos in order to find it. So still extremely easy stuff to find, just the tiniest bit a little more difficult. So if you've been wondering who this like little funny guy is, you know, it looks like my face, you know, all stored and stuff on the side of the layers for the iceberg. If you've been wondering who that is, well, let me introduce you to a little character named WinVoobers. WinVoobers started off as just a deep fried image of one of the frames from the Who's Redacted Name and Why Is He Targeting Me video. And it was deep fried with the text WinVoobers added onto it back in the summer of 2021. We don't have any clue what the fuck a Voober is. We are still questioning that, even ourselves to today. So do not ask us to try and find out what a Voober is. We literally have no clue at all. But WinVoobers wasn't just a stupid reaction image that would like be funny for like 5 minutes and then disappear. We ended up doing more versions of him to the point where now there is at least 10 or 15 different canonical WinVoobers images, which all have been used to the iceberg. So WinVoobers, Infinite Voobers, Metopia, When the Voobers Are Exquisite, When Depression, Kill Yourself WinVoobers, WinVoobers I'm Scared, When Dr. F, and the list goes on. But WinVoobers is essentially he went from an image, like a series of images, to a full-blown character to the point where not only does he have lore, he's a full-blown character. A rundown of the lore is essentially Redacted Name made him as part of the Redacted Name ARG, which we'll touch on in a little bit, and he made him as an image to infiltrate the friend group to sort of like try and take over the friend group as well and try and be really funny. But WinVoobers was too funny, it was too popular to the point he failed the mission. So Redacted Name sent WinVoobers to the back rooms. So WinVoobers got angry and is so powerful. WinVoobers is such a powerful entity, he is able to break free from the back rooms and travel through realities. But when doing so, he ended up landing in Gary's mod, where I made a WinVoobers Next bot, which you can install and play with. It's just the image chasing after you and kills you in one hit. It's genuinely terrifying. But, so the lore reason is that he broke into Gary's mod because he had broken into the wrong dimension. And so he killed a bunch of people there in Gary's mod and got powered up, and he tried breaking free from the Gary's mod dimension to come back and get me, because Redacted Name is a part of me. Spoilers for the Redacted Name ARG, which we'll get to later. And so he's coming after me, and he accidentally gets trapped into a alternate version of reality of ours, where it's like everything's the same, it's just there's very slight differences. And one of those is that he lands up in this place along with 3 other forgotten people: Cretin, Birdly from the Deltarune series, or our Deltarune video, and Toad in real life at 3 a.m. And basically, he makes a pizza place to get kill more people, where the plot of Five Nights at WinVoobers happens, and that's as far as the lore goes right now. I know that seems like a lot. Most of this was made up on the spot, and in case you're wondering what location he fell into, it was New Jersey, so WinVoobers is canonically from New Jersey now. Take that for what you will. All this because of a stupid image that we don't even know what it means anymore. So I touched a little bit on this in the gaming videos portion of the first layer, but Discord stream highlights. So yes, in my most recent gaming videos from Utopia Part 1 all the way up to now, I do make all of my gaming videos by recording them live over Discord with my friends. And so that's my gaming videos, or highlights of that. The full streams are on my second channel, which, by the way, for all you people who like lost media fanatics, any video since the unreleased Left 4 Dead 2 video, which was in January of this year, any video before that, the full recording is gone, so do not try and find it, because it never was uploaded, and I deleted it immediately after. And that includes anything from any video from like the Talking Ben Roblox video all the way up to the Mario Maker 2 video, which I am still working on. Another specific subset of a main genre that I make of my videos are plush video remakes. Now, I did say that I used to make plush videos from 2015 all the way up into like 2018, and well, obviously this is true. However, most of those videos are not good, like, at all, mainly because I recorded them all on, like, my Android tablet, so it's low quality, and most of them were all shot in one take, using the pause button on the Android thing to set up scenes, and if I messed up, then I just had to keep it in, and I never edited them. So, yeah, I decided to make remakes of videos that I think, oh, this plot is interesting. I can, spin it away, or I can just take a second attempt at it. And I did that with a few videos, most notably the Sonic Soup Problem trilogy, Yoshi's House, Sonic's House of Terror, and No Strawberry Milk. Alright, this next one is going to be a little bit of a heavier subject, I would say. I mean, I'm already getting a little tiny bit emotional just thinking about it, but it's my late 2018 to 2020 break. The best way to describe the break was in 2018, I was really burned out. The channel wasn't going anywhere. I had recently moved, and a lot of my stuff was in storage, and I was finding it hard to film videos or find the motivation to film videos, especially because the internet out here where I still live today, is extremely bad, as you could probably tell from the TF2 footage, and I'm playing with bots, because I don't have good enough internet to play with real people. So, and it was just all those factors combined that really just made me take a break from YouTube. And I did try and make some comebacks, and there were a few videos. I think the most thing I did from, like, really the break was in one last Undertale comic dub and, like, a review of Luigi's Mansion for the 3DS. And that was literally it. And I didn't come back until 2020, where in early 2020, quarantine had happened because of COVID, and I was just sitting around bored, and I was like, hey, I used to do YouTube, why don't I start doing YouTube again? And at first, it was like, okay, I made Chef Kirby's Assistant, which was a video I had planned to make all the way back in 2018 after I moved, and because of the whole thing with the internet, I never got around to making it, so I made it, and I was like, oh, okay, this is okay, and I was learning how to edit, just clipping up some of the clips, on the video editor I found, just like, this thing, VideoPad, probably a virus, but it isn't, and it's still what I'm using today. In fact, I'm using it to make this video here right now. And then I started making the FNAF gaming videos, because I had planned to make a FNAF gaming video all the way back around the same time I made Chef Kirby's Assistant. And I finally learned how to edit that. I also learned how to I also made Sonic's Rest Day, did that, and the first video I think I did with actual proper editing was Funtime Fox's Mysterious Package, but it was around that time of when I started uploading more that my depression got really, really bad, and it due to just a lot of issues in my life at that time, and being quarantined and not having anyone at all. YouTube was my only outlet, and even then it was only like 3 or 4 views, and that's why the next topic covered on the iceberg was created. But yeah, that was the reason behind my late 2018 to 2020 break. To take a break from the serious stuff for a quick second, next on the iceberg is FNAF, or Five Nights at Wynn-Woober's, which is the full name. FNAF is basically a game I made in the FNAF Maker engine, which is utter garbage, and I made it in there. I did my best. There are some bugs and glitches, but it is available to download on Game Jolt. I even made an entire trailer parroting the FNAF 2 trailer up on my channel, which is the reason why it's so up high, is because it is a pretty highly viewed and is, more recent video I made, the Five Nights at Wynn-Woober's game, announcement trailer, and it is from, obviously I'm biased because I made the game, but it's a decent game. It's pretty simple, and apparently it's really easy, because one of my friends beat all Maximo in their first try, but for what it is a buggy, yet funny, charming game, which is yet again filled with inside jokes. What can you expect from a game called Five Nights at Windhoopers? The redacted name ARG was a very basic ARG that ran from June of 2020 all the way up to July of 2022. And this ARG was the first ARG I've ever made, and is a rather important ARG. So the entire story, it has changed as time went on, but this is the finalized story of the ARG now that it is finished. I'm not going to go over every single detail, as I have made 2 videos exploring all that, and there's an entire playlist of every single thing in order, all the secrets exposed for you to find in order. So go and find them. The short gist of the story, it's essentially my depression manifest into a long forgotten character that I had in my old plush series, and he came back to try and like stalk me and haunt me and get rid of me. However, it was all just a misunderstanding, as he was trying to just get me to understand that he was completely harmless in the end. Sure, he was doing all this stuff to take over the friend group, and it all seemed very, very evil. But once in the end, when he finally was able to explain himself, he basically revealed that he is the incarnation of my depression. And even if there really isn't a definitive way to get rid of him, and that I'll always have him, and yes, he may be bad, but we need to fix more is the things that cause the depression, and not the depression itself. Because trying to fix the depression itself without fixing the issues is only going to cause the depression to continue to get worse. Well, that was tier 2. A lot of it was more serious, but there was still a lot of, rather happy, simple stuff. Stuff is going to get a little bit more obscure going on to tier 3 and a little bit more serious. So hang in tight. It's only going to get better or worse from here. Next up is tier 3. A lot of the stuff here is still easy to find, like tier 2. However, I would say more of it is still obscure, especially the first 2 things we're going to talk about. These are pretty easy to find. However, the other 2, everything else in tier 3, is going to be harder to find, but it is still accessible to find. HeyyItsKris is non-binary. This is, well, pretty self-explanatory. I use they, them pronouns, but I also use she, they pronouns, so I mean that works too. But yeah, I'm non-binary. And the entirety of the redacted name ARG finale I had for my 70th anniversary, that entire thing was just a very long coming out video. So yeah, that's epic. Please use my preferred pronouns and name. Please don't be a dickbag. Papyrus reads out of context quotes. Alrighty, this is easily one of the most infamous series I have ever made. Maybe not in terms of numbers, but not only in the friend groups, but just some of the curse shit I have to say. So yeah, it's an entire series where I just take funny screenshots from my friends, or my friends' Discord server. We have an entire general chat called Out of Context Quotes, where we put a quote out of context and at that person who said it, and we all have a good old laugh. And I decided to use it for something useful, and I read a crap ton of them in my Papyrus voice, and then upload it to YouTube to embarrass all of us. Such famous quotes were said, such as, "Hot run, ass." One that is actually one of the next ones we will be mentioning, and, just other very inappropriate things that the good old boy Papyrus Undertale would never say. It is absolutely just a wild 4-part series. That's all I have got to say. Where do I start with Papyrus Plays? So in the beginning, Papyrus Plays, it was and still is a Undertale gaming roleplay channel where I roleplay as Papyrus Undertale and I play video games with my friends while being Papyrus. It's weird to explain. Basically, just imagine like the gaming videos like before, except I'm just doing a Papyrus impression the entire time, and I'm acting like I'm actually the real Papyrus. It's weird to explain, but the entire joke is that it was like one of those like Undertale roleplay channels that you would used to see, like, back in, like, the mid to late, you know, around Undertale's, you know, big lifespan, like the real fandom explosion. And at first I tried keeping the Papyrus Plays channel and my channel separate. I was just like, oh, this is a friend of mine. But now it's basically just canonical. It's just literally me just putting on like an alternate personality of sorts. So if you want to say I have alternate personality disorder and my other personality is Papyrus from Undertale, you can say it and Papyrus Plays would be your proof. So, from someone who has never seen a single video from me before, or as someone who has zero context behind this, because don't worry, even in context this is terrible, you may think the quote, "I hate gay people, I hate you, is an extremely homophobic hate line, which, just looking at the words, it is. However, there is much more to this than goes. It is basically just a giant inside joke that my friend Michael clipped and played on her soundboard, and she just plays it all the time, and it's funny. But it's essentially, it originated when one of my friends, Crunchy Cat, made a tweet where it was Nagito from Danganronpa, and they have a really big obsession with Nagito, and they were like, "God, I want you to get out of my head, I'm too obsessed with you, I hate gay people, I hate you, I hate you." And I quoted that and be like, "Bro, Crunchy Cat's homophobic." And then that started a whole entire joke thing, and I put it in Papyrus Street's Out of Context Quotes Part 3, and then it became a huge thing in the friend group, where now just the audio of us screaming, "I hate gay people, I hate you," is just a giant joke, and it's really funny. So that is the context between why there is an entry on the iceberg, which is just in all caps, "I hate gay people, I hate you!" And the final entry for Tier 3 is the Win Voober's next spot. This is the easiest thing to explain. I just copy and pasted the code for a next spot, replaced the image with Win Voober's and uploaded it. You can download it and play with it in Gary's mod. It's very epic and cool. That's literally it. I literally don't have anything else to say about it though. And that was Tier 3. Surprisingly, not as much about it was actually as serious as I thought, but trust me, going on later down, there is going to be some more obscure stuff and more, you know, more serious stuff. It's just, this is sort of the gray area where it's like, this is still known, but it's slightly more obscure, and I really didn't know where to rank it well. So yeah, we're probably gonna get a little bit more stuff until layer 5, when it's probably gonna be hopefully become more interesting. Just hold on tight for layer 4. Layer 4 of the iceberg is where we start to get stuff where I haven't really talked about it much, although you can still find it. It is a lot harder to find because I haven't talked about it much, and it mainly requires going to exterior places. So, yeah, with the exception of two of the things on here, this is gonna be a bit harder to find. Alright, this is a great start to layer 4. These Nuts is the second most viewed video on my entire channel, and the only YouTube short I have ever uploaded. In case you're wondering what it is, this is the video. The context of why this is on my channel is because during my 16th birthday party, my friend Michael got on my computer, guessed my password because my password was that easy to log in, and uploaded the video to my channel, which Michael has a habit of doing when she goes around to people's birthday parties and, you know, just uploads videos on their channel. She did that once to Baron Von Snake's channel as well, so it's nothing new. And yeah, second most viewed video ever, and it's called These Nuts. Thanks, Michael. This is another thing that's sort of on the same level as my SoundCloud page, where it's very simple to explain. It's just lower down because it's a website that really pretty much no one uses, and I never really promoted anything on it. So hey, it's Chris's Band Lab. Yeah, this is it's a music uploading thing, just like SoundCloud, except way less people use it, so that's epic. On here you can find even more obscure stuff like my Vocaloid covers, which I made for like 2 songs, like 4 songs I think maybe, and it's also just some random music I made. It's weird to describe what's on BandLab, but oh yeah, BandLab is also the only place where you can listen exclusively to HBM's rap battles, cartoon captures of the man with the upside down face, which we'll be getting to later on. Don't worry about that, guys. Contrary to what you'll hear if you ask Lampy and Baron Von Snakes about if I edit their videos or not, I in fact do actually edit videos for my friends Lampy and Baron Von Snakes. Yeah, both of them I edit in a more sort of gaming style. Baron Von Snakes, I edit the Funky SMP series and the Terraria SMP series. And then Lampy, I edit videos sort of just like my normal gaming videos. And the only reason I say contrary to what you'll believe if you ask them is because I'm not the most consistent trying to get their videos out. I do try my best, but actually right now I have to finish the Terraria SMP series. I have 2 more parts to finish, and then the series is caught up with. And then for Lampy, I actually have a Gary's Mod video that I've been meaning to edit since August. I just haven't gotten around to editing it, and Lampy's gonna rip all of my limbs off slowly and painfully, one by one, if I don't get it done soon. So, yeah, I'm gonna be dead because of Lampy and me not editing her videos on time. But yeah, so anyway, that's quirky and fun. But yeah, anyway, I edit for my friends because I'm a good friend. Yeah, help me. Terraria Music Mod. So if you go onto my Steam profile and look at my workshop items, you'll see Hey It's Kris's Terraria Meme and Actual Music Mod. This is a mod that replaces all the songs in Terraria with, well, memes and actual music. A lot of it is actual music. There are some dumb memes. For example, don't play with the ambience on, ever. But, yeah, if you want to download and just look at the track list, I mean, there are some good songs in there. The dungeon is going to destroy your eardrum. Honestly, it was pretty fun to make, and it did take me a while to make. However, last time I updated it was November of last year. Labor of Love has just recently come out for Terraria, which I don't know if it's added new songs or not, which means I may actually have to release another update for it, even though last update was the final update for it. And the last thing on Layer 4 is the unreleased Left 4 Dead 2 video. Now, back in earlier this year, early January, I uploaded Minecraft by Play with Psychopaths, like for the 2022 or New Year, something like that. I uploaded a Minecraft video. Originally, that wasn't actually supposed to be the first video. The first video was supposed to actually be a unreleased Left 4 Dead 2 video. The reason it was unreleased was just simply there wasn't enough, I would say, good moments, and the fact that the audio was so unbalanced. The game was extremely loud, and it was very hard to hear. But, the entire thing is uploaded on my second channel, so you can see the video that otherwise would have been lost to time. So, there you go. That was it for Layer 4. Layer 4, like, once again, this is the middle of the iceberg where it's a lot of the same stuff all around. They're around the same levels. It's just very slight differences, and we really haven't hit much serious stuff yet. And we probably won't until the very, very end. But things are going to get the tiniest bit harder to find in Layer 5. Pretty much there really isn't much of a difference between Layer 3, 4, and 5, mainly just because, and probably not even Layer 6, but, no, we'll get to it whenever we get to Layer 6, but it was just, I guess, just how I was feeling that day whenever I made the iceberg. So here we go, onwards to Layer 5, we're almost halfway through the iceberg. Layer 5 of the iceberg. This features a lot more, once again, slightly harder to find stuff. A lot of the stuff is almost as easy to find as Layer 4, but just make it a tiny bit more difficult, I guess, is the best way to say it. I really wasn't the best at making every tier more and more harder to find, so let's just go into Layer 5. This is going to be a much shorter tier. Alrighty, I can tell that this iceberg is a little bit outdated. So, I made this iceberg in like mid-September, so this was true more for mid-September. Yeah, but Chris is a femboy. I mean, this is the entire thing where it's like, yeah, I'm going to work hard to become a femboy, but it's like, I never really did anything. I mean, that still is like an end goal, but that's also just because, feminizing goal, being just like more of a feminine presenting non-binary person. That's exactly just that's less of a me being a femboy, more just that's what my end goal of what I wish to look like is. So yeah, this was definitely a bit of an outdated one. I guess you would update it by saying Chris was a femboy at some point. I guess that would be the best way to put it. So this is very similar to the Hey It's Chris's BandLab page one, because these Vocaloid covers are only on my BandLab page. But yeah, if you go to my BandLab page, you will find around 4, I'd say, Vocaloid covers. These are not very good at all. These are rather kind of shit Vocaloid covers, and they weren't even made in Vocaloid because I didn't have it. It was like some knockoff Vocaloid thing that I found. So yeah, there's not really much to this. It's just really bad covers using a knockoff Vocaloid. Video edit commissions. So back in probably around early August, I tweeted out that I had opened video editing commissions. And yeah, these are actually still open, and if you really just want someone to edit a video for you, then I'm here. Commission me. It's not the most expensive thing in the world. In case you're wondering how the commissions are going, I have not been commissioned a single time. I have not gotten a single commission. So, yeah. Probably because video editing is way less useful than editing, like, or making art. So, yeah. But, oh well, what are you gonna do? And the final entry for Layer 5 is,
welcome, Upside Down Man, to my special hell.
So welcome, Upside Down Man, to my special hell. This is one of the most infamous inside jokes. Even more infamous, I'd say, but not as bad as the I hate gay people. This is such an inside joke. It is amazing. So, last year, back in August of 2021, I released the only HBM's rap battle video ever, because the series was quickly abandoned for inside joke rap battles, and it was Cartoon Cat versus the man with the upside down face. I did mention this back in the BandLab page thing. And this is also the other rap battle I mentioned all the way back in Layer 1 for just inside joke rap battles. And this is just such a dumb joke. And this quote just references the entire battle, basically, because the battle is just so dumb and bad. And it's so funny to mock it, and I love mocking it, because it's so dumb. Like, I thought it was good, but, like, no, it just looking back, oh my god, I hate it so much. But at the same time, it's so bad, it's funny. Like, look upside down, man, to my special hat. Like, how can you take that seriously? Like, it's just, it's so dumb. It's so just great. It's amazing. And that was Layer 5 of the Iceberg. Layer 5 was relatively short just because there was only 4 things on there. But we are now halfway through the iceberg. So hopefully things will get a tiny bit more interesting. Sorry if it may drag a little bit here, but hopefully things are going to start getting a little bit more interesting. Layer 6 of the iceberg. We are now officially over halfway into the iceberg. And looking at this, things are definitely getting way more obscure. And there is like a few things on here. Once again, it's only 4 things, just like Layer 5. But this is getting a little bit more exciting, at least for me. So let's just jump right into Layer 6. Inside joke rap battle lyrics on Genius. So Genius is a website where it's basically, it's like pretty much almost every song is on there, and they all have a lyric page, and it's basically just a place where it's like, oh, here are the lyrics to songs. However, all the lyrics are, or most of them are, annotated with like meanings and what they mean. It's a very interesting site, and it's basically for music nerds just to go and info dump about song lyrics that they really enjoy and what they mean and all that. But inside joke rap battles, all the inside joke rap battles are on Genius. If you want to, most of them are annotated, but the lyrics are on Genius if you want to just try and understand what the hell I'm screaming about most of the time. And yes, I even went ahead and put, welcome upside down, man, to my special hell. I even put that on there for you. So if you want to read that, you can. the Hero Buying Mobs fandom page. Now, in case you don't know what fandom is, most of the time if you look up something like sort of nerdy or obscure, most of the time instead of getting like Wikipedia or something like that, you're going to get a website called Fandom, and there are specific fandom pages for everything, and there are just these giant wiki resources. Like, it's like these small Wikipedias dedicated to like pretty much any topic, and they're called fandom pages. And well, I made one before. It was in the description of like a few videos at the beginning of like the Real Hero Buying channel. And then it was there for a while. It was there for most of 2020, but yeah, the page was never used that much. And if you try and use it now, it just says that the page was closed due to inactivity and not enough pages. So yeah, the page is dead, but if someone else wants to make one in the future, then go right ahead, but I'm probably not gonna be making one just because it's complicated. Sonic the Werehog's disappearance. So back early on, especially in the very, very early beginnings of my plushie videos, as I didn't have a normal Sonic plush, I mainly used Sonic the Werehog for everything. And after I did get a normal Sonic plush, I did still use Sonic the Werehog, albeit more sparingly, but I did still use Sonic the Werehog, especially if I recorded at night, for example. And so it was just like, if it was happened to be nighttime, then I'd use Sonic the Werehog, but if it was daytime, I'd use regular Sonic the Hedgehog. However, ever since I came back, Sonic the Werehog has only made one appearance, and that was in Sonic Suit Problem 2 Remake. And after that, he just hasn't made any appearances. The reason why is just because, like I said, I want to use him at night, but also just because I want to sort of reintroduce the Werehog in a way without just being like, oh, it's here. I want it to be like, oh, this is what happened. So like maybe for like Halloween or something like that, there may be a Sonic the Werehog video or something like that. But that's going to be more in the future when because I'm still thinking about what to do with the Werehog, really. So he's just sort of disappeared just for a little bit. Just for the time being, he's disappeared, but he will be coming back soon. SML knockoff. So the final thing for Layer 6 is SML knockoff. Now, as I mentioned all the way back in the very first layer, on the very first thing in under plushie videos, I was heavily inspired when I was younger by Super Mario Logan, and as such, I ended up basing a lot of how his characters work, and I love how they act, on my characters. And you can obviously tell that a lot, even still today in the more modern videos, even if I do try and disassociate, there is still a lot of SML influence. For example, Chef Kirby is my version of Chef Pee-Pee. Sonic is my version of Bowser. Bowser Jr. is literally Bowser Jr. Inkling Boy is my version of Joseph. Yoshi's sort of been changed onto his own. He's no longer as much of a Cody clone. Shadow's been completely changed from a Black Yoshi clone, but SpongeBob is still pretty much Mario. And then Airmail Coop was essentially like my Brooklyn T guy. So yeah, you can still tell there is a lot of Super Mario Logan influence. In fact, even when I was younger, I would just straight up steal SML concepts like Bowser Jr. gets rabies and stuff like that. So yeah, especially back then, I was a lot more of an SML knockoff, even though I have tried changing some things, you know, here and there. So that was it for Layer 6. Layer 6 is still just, you know, slightly more obscure. However, looking at Layer 7 is when the iceberg gets a lot more serious and a little bit more interesting. So strap in, because it is going to be such a mood swing going on to Layer 7 onwards. Layer 7 of the iceberg. Looking at what is on the plate for us in Layer 7, this is such a different mood, and I can tell that this sort of theme is going to definitely be going forward with the iceberg. All the fun stuff is over. This is going to be obscure stuff and kind of really depressing stuff. So going forward, viewer discretion is advised, because there will be talking about some pretty touchy subjects going forward, so just a fair warning. I break your eardrums with my microphone, please don't watch, is the name of a video I uploaded back in 2020. It was the first video I made when I got my Blue Yeti microphone. It was mainly just a test, just me sort of goofing off of my microphone, just doing a test to make sure everything worked well. And, this video, the please don't watch, I put in the title originally just to be funny, but however, it seemed to predict fortunate events because, honestly, to be completely honest with you, this is my least favorite video I've ever made. I genuinely hate this video. It hurts to watch. I cringe so hard watching it. I literally can't watch it. This video it hurts to watch because it's 14 minutes of nothing. It's not funny. It's cringy, and it's really just a waste of time. The video, just seriously don't watch it. Just take heed with what the title says, and please don't watch this video, please, for the love of God. Jinx. Alright, so Jinx, this is gonna be a really long one, and this is gonna be an extremely serious one. So, Jinx was a person who showed up in, I think, 2 videos. Yeah, there were 2 videos Jinx showed up in. The first was at the end of a group of idiots played Deltarune Chapter 2 at the Queen's boss fight. Jinx was like playing a different game, and you could hear Jinx talking in the background. And then the second one was, it was one of the Metopia episodes. I think it was Metopia Part 8 or 9, but Jinx showed up in that one. I think it was Part 8, and Jinx showed up there in the background as well. Jinx hasn't appeared in any more videos due to reasons, and those reasons are, well, mainly Jinx was a person I dated and is an ex-partner of mine. We dated from mid-October to like mid-November, so a little bit over a month. And Jinx was kind of, I'm just gonna be honest, Jinx was an asshole. Jinx was just an ass to my friends. She was just very annoying, and she was just constantly just harassing and mocking people, and she was very much desperate for attention. She would like at people 5 times in general chat just to hang out in VC with her because she was bored and lonely, and she just wasn't a good influence considering she was also a druggie. She just wasn't a good person, and I mean, I mainly dated her just because, I don't know, cute trans femme online Discord, but she eventually literally just one day out of the blue just blocked me and all my friends for no reason, and that was the end of our relationship. I mean, now I see Jinx was an ass. I really don't care for her at all. And yeah, it did hurt for a little bit, but now I've realized, there really wasn't that much love. We really couldn't have worked out that well. So that was Jinx. Jinx was, yeah, was not a good person. Redacted name is Kris's depression. Now, yes, this is true. This is the big reveal at the end of the Redacted Name ARG finale. Redacted Name is basically a, like, God, what's the word? Redacted Name is like a symbol for my depression, basically. And so, Redacted Name was always just a part of my mind and stuff. So, it's because Redacted Name was my depression. Redacted Name was never real. It was part of my mind. So, yeah, that was the big plot twist. The Nana-Chi controversy. So, Nana-Chi, the whole Nana-Chi controversy. Earlier in the year, around Christmas Eve, I got with a person named Vix, and she had a server, and in the server there was someone named Nana-Chi, and there was just a huge controversy with Nana-Chi involving me, and it was this huge thing. I don't like to really mention it anymore because this does go into an entire other thing with Vix, which we'll get to way later. But the main part of the drama is that Nana-Chi was essentially driven to suicide by Vix, and I blamed Vix for this and all of it, but it wasn't. Nana-Chi just faked it for attention, and yeah, I had 2 videos explaining the entire controversy of everything that was going on and my side of it and breaking my silence about how I felt. I don't agree with anything anymore now that I know that she all just faked it and was doing it for attention and just to be a shitty person. So, yeah, I just completely yeah, the whole controversy was stupid. Sonic is insane. Now, in the plushie videos, there's these little subtle details I've been planting, and no one's really picked up on it, mainly because no one really watched the plushie videos. But still, it is there, and I do think it's very interesting. So, Sonic is insane. So, even though all the plushie videos were technically rebooted with Chef Kirby's assistant, they weren't really. The continuity wasn't rebooted. There is still continuity. So what ended up happening is in one of the previous plushie videos I did back on my original channel, which I explained to great length in the top 10 worst Hero by Month videos ever made, it was Sonic's depression, and in that, Dave and Friends was cancelled as a show. Now, unlike the SML video that inspired it, Bowser's depression, Dave and Friends didn't come back. Sonic just said, oh wait, I can just watch reruns forever. And so that's what Sonic does to cure his depression, because the show was cancelled. So, why would in the reboot, why would it be back, and why would there be new episodes? Well, we've only ever seen Dave 3 times, and it's only whenever Sonic was alone and on TV, or watching TV. Now, he always says he's watching TV, and he's always laughing at Dave, and he's always watching Dave. So obviously he's just watching reruns. But whenever Dave shows up, it's only when Sonic is alone, per se. The only exempt rule of this would have been the Christmas special, where Dave just pops in and makes a joke, and they're laughing at Chef Kirby, and Chef Kirby's like, how did he get here? And no one ever mentions it. Which, if we're all gazing, this is all being viewed from Sonic's point of view. Well, not really, but most of it is seen because this is Sonic's house and he's an integral character. Then, if we see it like that, and Dave and Friends is a TV show within a TV show, what if Sonic was insane and he was just making Dave and Friends up? And the biggest clue we have to this is the video HBM Short Shorts Volume 1, where there was a short in there where Funtime Foxy goes into Sonic's room and they watch TV together, but it's nothing. They're not watching anything, but yet they both start laughing at Dave, even though they're watching nothing. Sonic has also had a history of depression and issues making friends, which is why he allows SpongeBob and Shadow to move into the house, because he pays them, or they'll pay him, and he pays them, or whatever. They can just live there for free, and he can have new friends. He's lonely, he's depressed, and he is insane. So, the next time, you see a plush video and Sonic says he's watching Dave and Friends, just, give it a... Just think of what is running through Sonic's mind. Well, that was definitely a lot to get through. There was a lot of emotional stuff in here. However, thankfully, Layer 8 is just extremely hard and, hard stuff to find, and same with Layer 9. We really won't get too much more emotional stuff until Layer 10, but it's going to be interesting with how hard and obscure these next few things are. So strap in. It will get interesting. Definitely very interesting. Layer 8 of the Iceberg. This is probably going to be the shortest layer, considering it only has 3 topics on here. In fact, looking at it, all 3 of them are related to gaming, so there's that. But none of these are particularly... I would say these are all very hard to find. In fact, there's very little, if anything, I would say, any hints or clues that you would be able to find. This one is way easier to find than the other 2, but it is still extremely difficult. So let's jump into Layer 8 of the Iceberg. On the horizon, Assassin's Creed 4 Black Flag Part 1. Now, on the horizon, Assassin's Creed 4 Black Flag Part 1 is the name of a gaming video I uploaded in October of 2020. And it still, to this day, when you go back and check that video, has exactly 0 views. Most videos, even the ones that really no one has ever watched, it at least has 1 or 2 views from just me just checking on it to make sure everything uploaded fine. I never even did that with this video. I don't know if I forgot, if I wasn't proud of it, or what, but just this video has never been watched by anyone, and I really don't have the desire or care to want to actually, watch this video, just because I know it was an older gaming video, Let's Play, of a game that, yes, I do enjoy. No, it wasn't, especially not popular in 2020. It was really old, it was really tame, it was short, it's just nothing really happened with it. And honestly, now I kind of don't want to watch it just based off the fact that it has 0 views. It's probably going to get views after this. People are probably going to go on my channel and try and find it, and just to watch it and give it views, so all this will be no longer information. But as of this recording, this video has 0 views, and I'm going to make sure I edit in a screenshot of the video with 0 views, just to make sure that no one can try and say that I was making this up. Hero Bind Mobs Gaming and Hero Bind Mobs Reacts. So these two are the first side channels I ever made back on my main channel. I want my main channel to be plush videos, and I never really felt right with having a variety channel, because back then I didn't know variety channels existed. I just thought everyone had everything. Markiplier had gaming videos, Mario Logan had plush videos, and then stuff like that. So I didn't think that people could do variety content, almost as if people aren't allowed to do, they're cornered into one type of content. No, they're not. You can do whatever the hell you want, really, on YouTube, as long as it falls within their TOS. Because I know that you can do whatever you want on YouTube. That's very broad. What I mean is you can make any category videos. You can make reviews. You can make music. You can make game reviews. Not just that falls on reviews. You can play games. You can react to videos. And specifically those last two is stuff that I have done. Not so much reaction videos, because I don't like reaction videos. They're not fun content to make, and they really are just sort of throwaway content. It's just sort of clickbait. The only reaction YouTuber I think I ever enjoyed was Charmix, but that was about it. But gaming videos are pretty interesting. In fact, most of my content nowadays is gaming videos, because I love gaming videos. But back then, I didn't have a capture card. I didn't have a PC to edit them on. So what I did for these side channels is I made side channels, never even made icons or anything for them, never advertised them, never even linked them to my main channel. What I instead did was essentially just made channels called Hero by Mobs Gaming, Hero by Mobs Reacts. Said I would upload the new reaction video every Monday, a new game video every Tuesday. Because that was my schedule. My schedule was going to be reaction video Monday, gaming video Tuesday, and then like a plush video Thursday or Friday. That was supposed to be my schedule, and like, that is such a workload to do with editing. Without editing how I did it, I mean, if I thought it was a lot of work to do without editing, God, nowadays that'd be torture to try and sit through. But these two channels specifically, let's actually talk about these channels. I made these channels because I wanted to move this content away from my main channel. And so the gaming video has only 3 subscribers, and mainly most of what I played was mobile games, because I didn't have a capture card, so I just got a screen recorder off the Google Play Store, and that's how I recorded the gaming videos. So for example, I played the Henry Stickmin games when they were on mobile. I played Plants vs. Zombies 2. I played Reigns and Super Mario Run. Those are the types of games I played on my gaming channel. I also played Geometry Dash, I think, the free version of it. Then Hero Bind Mobs Reacts. I use that same screen recorder just to watch YouTube videos. Note, YouTube videos I had already watched and were acting like I haven't watched this before, just so I can know how to react and stuff. Or if I had seen it, it was dumb. It was really dumb how I did the reaction videos, considering they were all staged. The only reaction video I think I ever did that wasn't staged was the Five Nights at Treasure Island reaction, which I am so glad that is no longer my most popular video. It wasn't on the reaction channel, it was on this channel, but I made a reaction to the Five Nights at Treasure Island trailer, and for the longest time that was my most popular video, and it is still up there as a really popular video of mine, but I'm so glad other videos have taken it down. Anyway, this is entirely a side tangent. Jesus Christ, I have went on for a while. Most of the time, not even talking about the channels that were listed here. But yeah, Hero by Mobs Gaming, Hero by Mobs Reacts were 2 channels I made that only had like 2 or 3 subscribers, were never promoted, and even if they were promoted, I never gave links to find them, so you had to be all on your own just to try and find them yourself, which is probably why they never got more than, like, I think 20 views per channel and only had 3 subscribers per channel. So yeah, interesting history in Hero by Mobs. Hey, it's Chris lore. The Henry Stickmin Collection Part 3. What happened with the Henry Stickmin Collection series was it was a game I really enjoyed, and I love the Henry Stickmin series. And after Part 2, I always wanted to film a Part 3. Well, eventually, after Metopia Part 1 in Miitopia Part 2, I was like, okay, I'm going to try a solo Let's Play again just to see how it worked. And Henry Stickmin Collection Part 3 was what I decided to record. So I made it through the entirety of Infiltrating the Complex. I 100% Infiltrating the Complex. I really enjoyed it, was really happy with myself. I really liked it. And then when I went to look, because I wasn't using OBS at the time, I was using a different software to record, the footage got corrupted, and I just decided that I wasn't going to do normal Let's Plays anymore. I was only going to use OBS, and I was only going to stream over Discord, and that's what I've done ever since. So, in case everyone wondered what happened to the Henry Stickmin collection, even though it was a series I really enjoyed and actually really liked, it's never coming back, because that entire Part 3 just got absolutely ruined and destroyed. Now I feel like 100%ing every single game up to Infiltrating the Complex just to try and re-record it again. So that was Layer 8. Some pretty difficult stuff to find, I would say. I really don't think, especially with how small my audience is, this is probably the first time anyone has ever heard of this stuff. But trust me, Layer 9, just going ahead and looking at it, Layer 9 is just literally going to be scraping the bottom of the barrel with the possible stuff, and then we still have Layer 10 afterwards. Strap in, this is stuff. Layer 9 is stuff that, well, you're gonna have barely a possible time finding this stuff normally. Layer 9 of the iceberg. This is it, the penultimate layer before the final one. And I just want to say, looking at this stuff, this is stuff that is literally going to be so obscure and hard to find. Honestly, I don't think if I talked about it, little to anyone would ever be able to probably find this. So let's just stop, wasting time, and let's just jump right into Layer 9. FNAF 1 Lost 420 mode attempts. So, I beat all max mode in Five Nights at Freddy's back in the summer of 2020, and that was the finale for my Five Nights at Freddy's 1 series, was me beating all max mode. Me attempting the mode, I easily put in several hours of just attempts into the mode by itself. I think I easily put in 6 or 7 hours into the mode just by itself. So, it definitely wasn't the best decision, as it did probably cause me a lot of mental strain, especially after the fact I realized, oh wait, this is all down to RNG. If I use this other strategy, I beat it in my first 3 tries using the other strategy, compared to the 6+ hours I wasted on the other strategy that never even worked. So FNAF 1 Lost 420 mode attempts is just what it says. This is during the great footage corruption of 2020, where I also lost a plushie video, the Mystery Potion. Even though the Mystery Potion is up on my channel currently, that is actually a remake I made of the original, because the original got corrupted, along with FNAF 1 and all the 420 mode attempts. So yeah, these are no longer able to be found because all the footage got corrupted for it, except for the winning footage. I did not have to beat it a second time. I didn't have to beat it a second time, because the footage of me beating it and the few attempts from that is all saved. However, most of the footage before that is, however, gone and lost to time. Hero Bind Mob's second fandom page. So, in the description of just one video, I don't remember which one, but after I found out that my original fandom page was taken down, I got rid of the link, and I didn't have it for a while. However, I did try again in making a new one, where I made the website, and I never posted anything on it, never did anything on it. And it was the second Hero Bind Mob's fandom page, and it was only put in the description of one video before it also suffered the same fate, and I just gave up on it. So, yeah, if you can find that one video that has the second fandom page, it's not going to work, but it'd be interesting to find out, because I genuinely forgot which one it was, honestly. Former member of Galaxy Era Actor YouTube channel. So, Galaxy Era Actor is a fellow small content creator on YouTube, and they mainly make, like, SFM FNAF animations, and, basically, I met them over Twitter, and I was really close with their ex-boyfriend. He was pretty cool. I met them, Galaxy, through their boyfriend, and basically they were looking for voice actors for their SFM thing, and so I decided, hey, I'm going to try and reach out, because I want to, try and meet people and start a career in doing stuff like this. So I reached out, we started talking over Discord, and then Galaxy made the announcement that I'm a member of, their channel, and I was like, oh, okay, that's cool. But then I just never contacted them again. They never contacted me back, and it's next thing you know, 2 years have passed. So they haven't uploaded in almost 2 years either, but they have messaged me, I think, again recently after I sent them a message being like, hey, I remember you, and they're like, oh, it's been a long time. It's like, yeah, it has, and then that's as far as we ever messaged again. But so we have not really gotten contact, but I am a former member. They haven't uploaded in a while, so it's fair to say I'm pretty sure the channel's pretty much almost near dead, or at least on hiatus, and I don't think I'm considered a member of the channel anymore, although they'd probably welcome me back, but I don't know if I'd probably reach them. TF2 video with Jinx. Now, when I first started dating Jinx, this is actually before she was even trans femme, back when she was just simply a femboy, so that was an interesting time period. So we talked about Jinx earlier, you know, Jinx, not that good of a person, kind of just an asshole to everyone. But I did actually end up recording a TF2 video with Jinx. It was supposed to be just uploaded to my main channel. It was literally called Team Fortress 2, but I played with my thick-thighed femboy boyfriend, or something stupid like that. Just something just stupid and horny. Well, when I made it, I realized the entire time my microphone was muted. And that was fun, so I had to end up scrapping the video. I still have the thumbnail, and I'm more than likely going to edit it in just so you can see it. But yeah, this video never saw the light of day, besides for the fact I made a thumbnail for it. So yeah, interesting little fun fact, I'd say. Well, that was it for Layer 9. Layer 9 was extremely difficult to find stuff, and it was very, very difficult, hard to find stuff. And I know for a fact with my current audience size, no one would ever find this. And even if I did get a super massive audience, it would probably take a very long time for people to find out a lot about this stuff. So that's why I'm kind of glad I'm making the iceberg. But when it comes to Layer 10, there are only two things on Layer 10. One of them is something that is literally impossible to ever find, which is why I put it here, because it is literally impossible to find without me telling you. But number two is actually, it's rather, I wouldn't say easy to find anymore, because it was my pinned tweet for a long time, but it was rather easy to find. But it was so dark and serious that I wanted to save it for the last of the iceberg. So let's go into the very last layer, Layer 10. Layer 10. As I already explained, really what Layer 10 has in store for us back to the ending of Layer 9. Something that's really impossible to find, is something that's extremely dark that I just really want to save towards the end of the iceberg. So let's not sugarcoat it, let's just jump in. The first and second ever Hero Bind Mobs videos. If you look at my channel, my original channel, if you look at it, you see that it was created back in 2013, but the first video was July 27th, 2015 at like 4:30 p.m. or whatever, and it was The Amazing World of Sonic the Superhero. And so that was the first ever video. The second ever video was the sequel, the Seniors, I think, I'm pretty sure. But that was the first and second ever video. However, they weren't actually. Did you know that the reason my channel said it was created back in 2013 was because there were actually 2 videos uploaded back then that have since been deleted and are lost permanently to time. These are 2 videos I uploaded called PPW, which, before you get, you know, haha, he said PP, no, this actually stands for Puppy Professional Wrestling. Yes, oh my god, wow. Something with professional wrestling, never would have guessed. And the entire thing was the 2 dogs that we had, Barbie and Mello. We still have to make some appearances in videos now. They were just play roughhousing or whatever, and it was funny. So I recorded them play roughhousing for like, I don't know, like maybe 10-15 minutes, and I just uploaded it to YouTube back in 2013. The videos, I think, were deleted because of personal reasons. Because I think I showed my family, and I walked around and said everyone's name, and family, and face, and all that. So it was like, no, let's, you know, when I started uploading on YouTube, it's like, maybe I should delete this for privacy, which I was always worried about privacy, which I did. And that's why these videos are now forever lost to time. Because I was thinking, well, I prefer my privacy, and I wasn't thinking, oh, if I delete these, they'll be gone from humanity forever. And that's what they are. So This is the first ever YouTube videos I've ever made, and they are permanently lost to time. And in case you're wondering, oh, maybe, you know, there's gotta be a backup. When I deleted this, it was like 2015, like early 2015. So there is no backup. So those were the first and second ever Hero by Mobs videos. Vix Sakura Google Doc. So this is the last entry on the iceberg, and this is probably the most emotional entry yet for me. The reasons will be very, very clear in just a little bit, but the Vix Sakura Google document is a document I made back in late April. It was my pinned tweet on Twitter for a long time, and if you read it, it is around a 20-page, essentially, essay with images and proof and everything of how I was in a toxic and manipulative relationship. And the entire document is just filled with lots of screenshots and a lot of stuff that has happened. All the way, and just going through it quickly, the spark notes, if you will. Vix met her in October. She was just a person who joined the server. Then she started dating my friend Owen. And then she just sort of just stopped talking in our server, just still dating Owen. Then next thing you know, disappeared, and she left a cryptic message saying she was going to sue the server for something. And then she just left, and we were all theorizing what was going to happen. She came back Christmas Eve. Owen broke up with her because she disappeared for over a month. She was all sad and depressed, and then me and her got together and started dating somehow, and everything was perfectly fine. Then the Nanachi drama happened, and then I made the videos to explaining it, which are now gone, and me and her patched things up and got together, but everything didn't feel the same. And after the Nanachi incident happened, Vix sort of changed, and she became much more manipulative and controlling and toxic. Like, she was so afraid to lose me. She would do anything, including negatively affecting my mental health, which affected my school grades. That's the reason I didn't pass a lot of classes my sophomore year, because my mental health was so bad, and it was bad. And by the time I wrote the document, it was April, and it had only been, we had dated maybe 3-4 times by the time the document came out. And you'd think, okay, giving her enough chance. You wrote an entire Google Doc exposing her for being, you know, this terrible person, move on. But there's actually more that goes on after the doc. After the doc, me and her dated another 4 fucking times. And it was manipulative, it was toxic, and every time was worse because it felt like I would get the courage to leave, and then I'd hurt her, and then I'd hurt myself, but I'd finally leave, and I'd feel happy for a bit, but then it's like a few weeks, a month would go by, and it was like I started thinking of her again. It's like if I was like, my mind was put on a leash, and every time I would go too far, she'd yank on the leash like, come back, and I'd go back to her. And it was just toxic and manipulative, and I felt like she controlled me, and I was lonely, and I didn't have anyone to go to, because if I told any of my friends, then they would have just said, you're being manipulated, break up with her. They don't really fully understand what was happening, even when I have given them all the evidence. They don't understand what's really going on, what she's doing to me in my mind, and it's just, I never felt like I could really have someone to talk to, because if I talked to my friends, either they would take it the entirely worst way possible, they wouldn't understand, they wouldn't care, or they would just take it, and then they would just assume that I had a backbone and I could say these things. Like, I know, like, I've been told before by one person where it was like, I was playing how I was manipulated, and their response was, just don't be manipulated, say no. And it's like, you don't fucking understand how it's like to be manipulated. And I finally broken everything off with her, and I had gone through to make sure that I won't go back to her anymore. I completely, closed DMs with her over Discord, and she has no other way to message me. and I don't really have a way to message her because I don't have her Discord thing anymore. She's blocked, and I closed DMs, so it's not like I can even unblock her and shoot her back a friend request because I closed our DMs, so I can't even go back and get her. And I'm seeking help, and there is probably a lot of mental health issues going on because of what she has done to me. And it was just a lot, and like I said, you know, I loved this person at the beginning. She was fine, but then after Nanachi, she just changed, and I know I always talked about how much I was afraid of hurting her, and how much I was upset by hurting her by constantly coming and going, but it was like, if anything, I was the one being hurt, because I always put the blame on myself, and never saw the picture, even when it was painted clear as day that she was a toxic manipulator and a terrible person. I kept going back, and it hurt. Well, that was a lot of stuff to go through, but that was the Hey, It's Chris Iceberg. Now, before this video ends, I just wanted to say a couple things about the Iceberg. This was a huge project for me. This was a lot of work. I always knew Iceberg videos probably took a lot of time to work on, but I was like, oh, well, if I'm making one, I don't have to do as much research. I can just say, you know, all the stuff that I know about myself, but still a lot of effort went into this, a lot of time. I've been working on this for like 2-3 weeks now, and this has been a lot of time and a lot of effort. Also, sorry for the constant yawning you probably kept hearing during the audio. That's because I've been mostly recording this late at night and I'm tired and stuff, so that explains that. Also, if you sat through all the way to watch this, well, first of all, thank you so much for doing so. Second off, I hope you enjoyed the video. I really hope you do like, comment, and subscribe, and even share the video if you liked it that much, as my outro says. But seriously, just thank you for watching. It really means the world to me that someone cared enough to watch this, even if they didn't finish it, even if you're never going to hear this message. It does mean the world to me that you are watching this far. And, mainly just, yeah. Hope you guys really enjoyed the Iceberg. I had a lot of fun making this. I hope I can make more sort of talking content like this in the future, because this is fun to do. So, yeah. But until then, thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you liked it, like, comment, subscribe, hit the notification bell, follow me on Twitter, and even share the video if you liked it that much. And as always, I'll see you all in the next video. Bye, guys.